Ruler School is brought to you by Odyssey Games, where you can go to pre-order upcoming Force of Will sets, ccgprime.com for singles and supplies, cardodoco.com for those rulers in the international market looking for product, as well as our guest lecturer members Vite Ramen and Full Grammar Alchemist. Class is in session. Hey there, rulers. Hold on. Making sure it's the right screen.
Wow.
I gotta grab the right screens because currently you can't see us. Welcome back to your favorite ever live Forceful Vodcast with us slowly appearing on the screen. I am TMO73. Look at me. I just kind of popped up there. Kind of crazy. And I'm joined as always by... Hold on. Just after our selection. Who is it gonna be? Sir Paul Reisman. I guess
We're going to the Catacombs.
we're going into the Catacombs. He's prepared. He's armored up.
Let's go.
And
We're dungeon diving.
his loyal squire, Michael Rance.
On my Lorinka shit right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everybody here, we're here. We're going to talk about spoilers. If you haven't already gotten your pre-orders in for this set, you can still get pre-orders in through Odyssey Games. Link is in the description. So do that. If you like what we're doing, want to consider supporting us financially, click that join button down below and tune in this week for a bunch of new content. And of course, feel free to share this content out with everybody you know. Make sure they know it. We got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, so we're kind of moving with a bit of speed. So let's just jump right into it. We're jumping into Valentio's cards. This is Carr, the Tamed Flametail Dragon. 1 blue, 2-drop, Defiant 2 with flying. 4/5, enter. You can remove an elite counter. If you do, draw 2 cards, draw a card, then discard 2 cards. So it's essentially for Valentio a draw 3, discard 2 on enter. And then whenever you discard a card, it gets a +1/+1 counter. So it also can get buff. So let's assume like face value, highest possible value for this card is draw 3, discard 2. So this is a 2-drop, draw 3, discard 2, 6/7 with Defiant 2 and flying. That's pretty good. I think that's pretty good.
It's a dragon, so you can search it. It's a 2-drop water resonator, which makes it a good card.
Yeah, it's obviously the
That's what
best
I got.
for Valentio because it gets good because otherwise it's -1 card if you can't do the elite counter. But for Valentio, pretty decent 2-drop to help him, especially since he clearly wants cards in the graveyard because of this card, Ulfthazar, the Malevolent Enslaved Eye. It's a 9/10 3-drop with Mythic Untouchable Belligerence. As an additional cost, you can remove 5 cards in your graveyard from the game, or remove 2 elite counters from a J ruler you control. If you do, you pay 2 less to play this, or 1 red less to play this card. You can pay red or blue and remove 2 elite counters from a J ruler you control to draw a card. This is what hyper accelerates Valentio to be able to like judgment essentially. Solo mode, if you would draw a card, you remove 2 cards from the top of your deck from the game instead, and then you can play them as long as they are in your removed area. Even if you lose Ulfthazar, you get to still play them. That's pretty damn good. Like, I think that's being an untouchable, like, is crazy to me. If this guy didn't have untouchable, I think he'd be like mid at best. But being untouchable, like, puts this guy on the map as like a really solid engine piece, like stat line body. It's kind of insane to me.
Oh, yeah. My family keeps an eye everywhere, literally. Dad joke.
Good pun. Localization team is reading.
Yeah, it's good. The artwork on this is sick, and I can't wait to see it in Uber. And I also just think in general it's a really cool card. Even so, like, I will say also, even as a 3-drop untouchable, this is still an insanely good card, right? Like,
Yeah.
like it can kill something, probably an enter. It's overstated for a 3-drop. It has that solo mode effect, which is really solid. You can't really do the activate ability, but if you're playing on any kind of like draw cycle deck or anything else, like that's pretty good. Like, yeah, Sigmund does truly never miss. Very cool. Maybe the quarter 2 playmat for the circuit kits. Maybe, I don't know. That's pretty good.
Yes.
Lance Maverick would be
Yes.
foaming in the mouth for
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
More Signet
Maybe,
art.
for maybe. Let's talk about his glyph, the arrogant glyph of elite haughtiness. Untouchable edition Divinity 5. You can banish it. If you control a dual attribute J/ruler with divinity, it goes from your graveyard into your rune area. So it goes back face down, which is very interesting to me. It deals 800 damage to something. And remove removes 3 willpower counters from target warden. That seems really good. Being able to interact with wardens is really nice. It does cost 1 more to play it from a rune area, which I like that it costs more, right? So it's repeatable but expensive. And then you can pay a blue and a red and discard 2 cards if you do draw 3 cards. Also cycling. This is pretty good. I like this one a lot. Pretty solid engine piece, I think, just in general.
Very, very interesting line of text that I really like to put on it. The discard 2 cards, and then the if you do. A lot of foul cards don't have an if you do clause for their draws.
Yeah.
So, like, if you had an empty hand and you activated that,
yeah, doesn't do
have the
anything.
If you do,
yeah,
that's future perfect. That's smart
That's
design.
probably a
I
good
like
idea.
it. I like it a lot. It's really cool, and it's,
He's Valentina's
something Valentina related for sure.
He is Valentino.
Speaking of Valentina related, this is Noise, the Vain Princess.
Noise.
3-drop, a 3-drop 2/4 with Aegis, and as an additional cost to play this card, you can remove an elite counter. If you do, you pay blue and void or red and void to play this card. You can tap and banish a Resonator to discard a card and draw 2 cards. So Guinevere, right? Which is kind of nice.
Guinevere.
Bringing that back into a Paradox engine. I like bringing it back into Paradox. And then it has tap, red or blue. Target Resonator you control gains at end of turn. This controller banishes it. Put 2 elite counters on a J/ruler. So Valentio clearly has a way to rebuild his elite counters, which I like. Also, I would like to point out, Noise backwards is Shion. And that pipe looks very familiar to Shion's baton. So that's kind of neat. We are in the Paradox timeline. Just something to point out there.
Nice.
Also,
That
fun little tidbit.
fact is
She's got smoke and steam, which is an allusion to Soul Dark Commander Steam, the other red-blue card. So, of course, this is definitely a throwback to that, and definitely not a throwback to Valentina or Shion or anything.
Yeah, clearly not. Clearly not.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely not.
Yeah, for sure. And that's
Don't
all
smoke,
of
kids.
And that's all of Valentio's cards. I told you we were moving fast. Overall, I'm excited for Valentio.
Moving back, let's go.
Yeah. Overall, I'm excited for Valentio. I like this idea of like up and down toner counter mitigation. We did see that Gerda is being reprinted as well, like as a Memoria cluster card. So Gerda will interact with Valentio to like be able to manipulate those counters potentially as an aggro option, which I think is neat. So let's go into our Dragon Boy. This is undefeated Dragonoid duelist Daumir, Divinity 1. You cannot gain life during your turn. I really like this line of text for a bunch of reasons. Whenever a ruler or J Resonator deals damage to a player, if that player doesn't control the source of the damage, you put a strength counter on this card. So essentially, if I hit Paul, because Paul took damage from a source that he didn't control, he gets a strength counter. Which is
specifically a body.
Right. Yeah.
Or your ruler.
Yeah, or your ruler, which, oh, by the way, at the beginning of your turn, this card deals 100 damage to each player. And the reason why it has that text is Daumir doesn't get 2 strength counters at the beginning of every turn. He pings your opponent and you get 1 strength counter. You ping yourself, you get nothing. It's kind of the vibe, right? And then he can Judgment, and we'll look at his Judgment side. Flips over into Daumir, the Bloody Demonic Swordsmaster, which is, this artwork is also just so sick. Divinity 3, Blood Trail, Terrifying, 12/10. You cannot gain life during your turn. This card gains plus 300 as long as there are 15 strength counters on it. Whenever a J/Resonator deals damage to the player, if the player doesn't control the source, it gets 3 strength counters now instead. Enter, or whenever it attacks, if there are 15 strength counters on it, it shoots every other player for 1,000 damage.
We love it.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
I am very excited for this.
I will
I love this guy.
I understand the future proofing of it. I get it. For each other player means that you could technically use it in ABC, but I'd also like to point out that you have to somehow get the pact.
Where does the pact come from?
How are we getting the pact in ABC? Unless, extension rules are suddenly able to take a ruler slot in ABC. That seems weird. It seems like I'm working way too hard on that one, but who knows? It's very neat. I like the fact that he can't gain life during his own turn, because it's just like, no. Like, you can't do the things where you're like, I'm gonna hit myself for a bunch while also hitting you, and then I'm gonna gain it all back. You have vulnerability windows, and I think that's healthy. I think that's healthy.
And just remember, similar to noise, downward spell backwards is remoid, which means nothing.
Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Next up, we have the striking. I appreciate you immensely. This is the striking glyph of Burning Shame. It's a 3-cost glyph. Divinity 5. Enter, target another player. The chosen target gains control of this card. Here you go. I got you a present. At the end of your turn, so now the person who then was given this card, choose one that hasn't been chosen this game. 1. Each other player gets a 6/2 Firecat Resonator token. Discard 2 cards at random, or you lose 1,200 life and then put this card back on top of its owner's deck. Solo mode, it has Mythic, and pay 1 red to reveal it from your hand and get 2 +1/+1 counters on each Resonator that attacked this turn, and then shuffle it into its owner's deck. So it's got a cool little mode there too. No cost reduction, but the idea is that the point is it's expensive because you're technically getting kind of 3 turns out of your opponent having this card, which I think is worth it.
Very paradox coded, because there's no way you're getting 3 turns of value out of this thing in Wanderer.
Yeah.
In Wanderer, you give your opponent the Dark Alice target.
Dark Alice and Tony? Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, especially since it's at the end of your turn. So you have a whole turn to try to get rid of it. But yes, definitely paradox coded.
Oh, terrible.
Next up,
it does feel kind of win conny, so I like that. Just drain you 12 life game.
Yeah, for sure. Next up, we have the Searing the Malicious Cutthroat, 3-cost Dragonoid Student Warlock, 7/6, Bloodlust Terrifying. If a J Resonator attacked this turn, you play 1 void less, so it's a 2-drop. Red and black, this card gains +200/+200 and swiftness until end of turn. And with rune red or black, red and black, it has the following abilities. Backstab, which is an enter effect that says if a J Resonator has attacked this turn, produce red and black, each turn only 1 backstab ability triggers per player. Meaning that this guy then produces the ability to give himself +200/+200 in swiftness. So this is essentially a 2-drop that then follows up with an additional 900 damage, right? And has terror. And has terrifying.
What this guy's trying to say is, please attack. Just please swing.
Strangely enough, hear me out. I think aggro Daumir starts the game every single game with Sandstorm, Tears of the Fallen.
There you go.
Free red rune, free black rune. We're good. Aggro, go.
Listen, I'm all for it. You guys remember when I was playing Divinity Cluster format, and the reason that I actually got anything going was because every game I started with Tears of the Fallen and then Explore the Unknown into the Kaguya at the time. That's insane. That's the most insane start to anything you can do. And you have it with aggro tools now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nuts.
Yeah. I like this guy a lot. He's a cool card.
Yeah. The one thing to note that's very interesting though at least we'll talk about these later with the pacts, is that it doesn't seem like any of the students are ever going to have, at least like until they judgment, are going to have higher than Divinity 9. Like it seems like the most they will be able to get is Divinity 9 or potentially less. So like that's also a potential like balancing element for like these like free rune combo things, because it's like, okay, sure, you want to flip a bunch of free runes quickly, then your rune deck is gone. Like all your rune deck is like potentially done is just turned on rune cards. So that's a really interesting trade-off. And I think Searing here is kind of like the first indicator of like that might be a thing to think about, right? Speaking of other cats, this is Jarina, the Ferocious Night Stalker. It's a 5-drop mythic with Blood Trail, terrifying. It's an 8/8. Non-cat resonators gain Bloodlust as long as you control a J ruler with 10 strength counters on it. So no Plague defensive. Gotta go in. Oh, excuse me. Whenever a player plays a non-cat, non-dragonoid spell, this card deals 400 damage to that player.
Woo!
By the way, that does hit both sides. Good design.
Trigger gain a strength counter.
That's true. Well, you take the damage if you cast your own thing and hit yourself, so you wouldn't get a strength counter from that. But yes, every single time she then hits. Yeah.
If you play stuff.
Yeah, for sure. You pay 1 void less to play this card for each different name among magic stones you control with the fire or darkness magic stone type. Hey, look, an aggro ultra magic stone golem. That's very strange. And then red or black, and banish a resonator. And this card gains Aegis until the end of turn, which is kind of like a way of saying like it's like a pseudo redirect, right? You're like, you're targeting me. Actually, you're targeting that thing. That thing's now dead. Got it. Which I think is
also really like this card.
Yeah.
Also, it's a shadow.
It is a shadow.
For like the first time in a while.
Very first time, yeah. It's very cool artwork as well. 2 more cards for our boy here. We have Gevern, the Reckless Duelist, 2-cost 4/2 with Blood Trail and Swiftness and Blood. Oh, sorry. It has Blood Trail and Bloodlust. Enter, or whenever you play a Resonator spell, this card deals 100 damage to each other player and gets a +1/+1 counter. And at the end of turn, this card deals X hundred damage to each player and to itself, where X is the number of strength counters on J rulers you control. They had to be whiffs somewhere, and this sure is it. Unless you can find a way to give him Eternal. Like if you could give him Eternal, obviously that's pretty good, right? Because then he just
or if you just amass a bajillion strength counters.
Yeah, that's also true. Because the problem is it hits both players, right? So it hits yourself too. So it's a little bit risky. It's like I don't know. This card finds some room somewhere, but like the fact that Daumir can't gain life during his own turn is also like yeepers. This card feels like a snowballs kind of card where if you're winning, it's good, and if you're losing, it's bad.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, this feels like if you're ahead, this can just burn the player out.
Yeah.
But that's it.
It's very win more, because everything else already is.
It's almost like it's a normal.
And it's I was about to say, and it's a normal, which is fine. Like, for sure. Like I
will say, best part of this card, this artwork is the funniest artwork I've seen in Force of Will in such a long time. He's doing the Zorro thing with the sword in the one mouth, 2 swords, and then if you notice really closely,
he's got a sword in the tail.
A 4th sword.
Yeah, tail's got the 4th sword.
Fucking funny.
Yeah, I saw that too. It's like, 4-sword style. Zorro wishes.
Imagine if Zorro had a tail.
Now we have Dance of the Macabre Puppet. 2-cost Divinity 1 Chant Rune. If this spell is a copy, it cannot be canceled, which is very interesting. Perform the following effect 1 time. If J Resonators have attacked 2 times this turn, perform the following effect 2 times instead, and the effect is choose 1, meaning that you could choose the same thing twice. Just so you're aware. Put a Resonator of total cost 2 or less from your graveyard into the field. Destroy a Regalia. Its controller loses 400 life. That doesn't target. Put 2 strength counters on a ruler. or J ruler.
Nope.
It's pretty good. This feels like the auto. This in some way, shape, or like this feels kind of like the auto include for Daumir. It's a Divinity 1, super easy for him to cast. It accelerates. He's gonna want to be attacking. Seems obvious.
Regalia hate.
Yeah,
You know.
it's nice. Let's talk about
this gets rid of
Pacts.
Fates Reunited.
It also gets rid of Fates Reunited. That is true. Yes, because it does not target. Let's talk about Pacts and Wardens. That's all the rulers. And now we get into the customization section of the set, which is very interesting to me to see how this actually goes. So we've already seen the Baroost Pact. We've talked about that before. But let's talk about Baroost himself, our very first Warden of the main set. 2 red, starts with 2 willpower. +1 willpower is up to 1 target chant in your graveyard gains remnants, and at end of turn, remove this card in your graveyard from the game. So a little buyback action. -1, reveal the top card of your deck. You may play it without paying its cost if it's a resonator of total cost 2 or less. Otherwise, you may play it. And its judgments for 2 red. Play this judgment process only if there are 4 willpower counters on this card. I would like to point out that apparently, according to the German spoiler article, it has been said, and this is not, so this is speculation based on the supposed reading of this translation of the German Force of Will article, so wait for the CR, that willpower abilities use main timing, and you cannot judgment the same turn you use a willpower ability.
Interesting.
So that's an interesting implication. I also want to know if my biggest learning is, does it mean that I can judgment and then use the willpower ability on the other side? I hope not. I hope it stays that you may pick a willpower ability or judgment. I do think that kind of keeps Wardens in check, pretty interestingly enough. Because if I could go Duke of Disaster +1 next turn +1 judgment, like, oh, okay, these are fast. Like, Wardens are fast. So I like that balancing so far. Let's talk about his other side. By the way, the artwork on these are so sick. I can't wait to see them in Uber.
Insane.
This is a Baroost. He is an 8/9 with multi-strike and blood trail, which means he could get swiftness, by the way. Keep that in mind. Target +2. Target J Resonator gains whenever this card deals battle damage to a player. Destroy a magic stone the damaged player controls. By the way, that doesn't trigger like once per turn. That just triggers every time it deals damage, which means Defiant and multi-strike. You can see why I really hope that you can see why I really hope you can't judgment and do a willpower ability in the same turn. Because imagine this guy has multi-strike.
Yeah, that would be bad.
So and blood trail. So imagine I'm just like a swing with 2 things, judgment +2, swing with Baroost, blow up 2 stones. Not really a huge fan of that. But
could better.
Yeah, but still very good because he can give it to someone else that can still attack. Like, that's still pretty good. But like with Defiant and multi-strike, that could be pretty gross. And then the -6, this is so funny. Each other player gains whenever you play a spell. That card deals 500 damage to you until end of game. And then just for top of that, this card deals 2,000 damage to each other player. So you're just like, die.
Here, I'm going to tax you, by the way. Die!
Yeah, willpower abilities are an activate ability, as far as we know. Yes, and they are main timing, as far as we know, as well. They are not instant speed.
Interesting.
That has a lot of implications for how Wardens are going to be played and interacted with. Next up, we have the continued Catacombs like stone cycle. This card has the fire magic stone type. Enter, search your deck for a non-Catacombs card with fire or water, or with water or wind. Reveal it and shuffle your magic stone deck and put the chosen card on top of it. It produces red, or can tap and pay red to deal 400 damage to any number of target players. So it's just like a repeatable thunder on a stone for 1 red, which I think is neat.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Trek through the catacombs and find another stone. Seems good to me.
Yeah. Keeping on, we have the engraved rune of Scorching Death, 2 cost. Stephen Justway pointed out that with all this rune stuff, total called shot, and I'll give credit to Stephen Justway if he's correct, that Nero's dad is Welser because of his affinity for runes. He's got the rune on his arm that he didn't know anything about. This whole world is like demons and runic magic, and who do we know who's the king of demon magic and runes? I'm like, oh,
Well, sir,
that could be a thing. That's a pretty cool shot. So this is the Scorching Death. Cannot be canceled. Divinity 5. Whenever you play a rune spell, if it shares a name with another spell you played this turn, it gets banished. So play a bunch of different things, not the same thing over and over again. Whenever this card is banished, it deals 800 damage to target player or J-Res, or if you do play something more than once, then you get some bonus to it. Solo mode, enter, remove 2 cards at the top of your deck from the game. You can play them from your removed area as long as they are in your removed area until the end of your next turn. So you get essentially 3 turns to possibly try to cast the 2 cards. For red, that's pretty good. It's essentially draw 2 for red, which is nice. It's pretty cool. Expensive, can't be canceled, but expensive. Next up, we have Korat, the Lava Heart Demon, 4 cost 6/9, Mythic Blood Trail, Bloodless Multi-Strike. Reunited, Eternal Pact with Baroost. So if you're playing it with the Baroost contract, you can play it from your graveyard by paying its specified cost, which, by the way, is 2 red. So now he's a 2-drop from grave. That's not Remnant, by the way. You can just keep recasting him from the graveyard. Enter, play target fire rune of total cost 4 or less from your graveyard without paying its cost. Players cannot chase to this ability. That seems pretty good. And pay
that seems
one.
a little nutty.
Yeah, and pay 1 red. Copy target automatic ability of a fire glyph addition you control. You can choose new targets, and pay 1 red and banish 2 magic stones to destroy a magic stone.
Hey, what about that glyph that lets you do stuff if you copy it, like not be canceled and stuff? Seems pretty good.
Crazy.
It is a fire glyph.
Prissy is the best deck in the game right now, to be honest. I disagree wholeheartedly.
Yes, that's why it has won all these GPs.
Every single GP. Next, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. It's just not the best by far. Reverberating Glyph. 2 costs. When this card is banished, you gain whenever you play a non-glyph rune spell from your hand. Copy it. You may choose 2 targets for the copy. This ability triggers only once per turn until end of turn. Interestingly enough, this is a really funny one to copy the automatic abilities of. Because then, if it's banished, because you gain another instance of being able to. Chases are gonna get so complicated. I love it. Good thing that Paul is playing this deck for the channel. Divinity 6. Tap. Target Resonator gains plus 400 attack until end of turn. And you can pay a red and discard a card. If you do, draw a card. If you discarded a non-Resonator or non-Rune card this way, discard another card. Play only once per turn. Clearly, this is setting up for if you want to play stuff from graveyard or cycle stuff to the graveyard for big old boy. This makes a lot of sense. Glyph. Speaking of glyphs,
Crest?
The demonic glyph
is
of
that
this
you?
demonic glyph of Searing Wrath. This is the master rune. So keep in mind how master runes work is you can play 1 master rune in your rune area total. So you can play them in the main deck because it's chant, but you can only play 1 total master rune in the rune area. 6. Reunited Eternal. This card does pretty much almost absolutely nothing unless you're reunited with Baroost. You pay red and 2 void less to play this card if the combined number of magic stones in all graveyards is 2 or more. And if it's not the first spell named Demonic Glyph of Searing Wrath you play this game, reveal a fire chant you own from outside the game and put it into your hand. So the first time you cast it, the second time you cast it, it starts getting you extra value from your drawing it. So if you play it from like hand or put it back or something, or flip it face down and cast it again, something like that. And you can tap. It produces 3 red. Spend this will only to play chant spells and put up to 2 rune cards from your graveyard into your hand. Expel this spell as it resolves. So you can't flip it face down again and then flip it face up. But if you have other copies of it in your deck, you can kind of like keep chaining them over and over again. And it's a very low divinity master rune. It's only 2. Which isn't really really surprising to me, given that it's like a pure setup card, right? Like it's pure setup.
Yeah, it doesn't feel very master rune to me.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not like the big closer finisher like the other ones we've seen. I also don't fully
Really depends on
understand
what
the
chant
gist
you're
of it is.
grabbing from outside the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
You know? It's like,
So the
like,
interesting
what am I grabbing for 3 red?
the interesting part about it is that like if I play this the first time and I put a rune card, if I have another so this is a good question. Does a master rune card count as a rune card?
Alejandro!
Because if
Alejandro!
if a master rune card counts as a rune card and you have one of these in your rune area and one of these in your graveyard, then you cast the master rune, you buy back the rune from the graveyard, you produce the 3 will to cast the rune again from the hand, grabbing the spell from outside the game, producing 3 red, cast. I don't know what we're doing for 3 red, but it's certainly a thing. It's always been like that? Okay, cool. Sweet. So you can do that if you have multiple of them. I don't know what the payoff is, but it's there. And the artwork's cool, so we'll take it.
You can cast This Means War.
Yeah. Wait.
Wow.
Draw
For
2.
free.
You draw 2.
Yeah, I know.
I
know I can't grab it from Expel. I was saying cast the
Also-
one from the rune deck to grab the one from the graveyard, and then cast the one from the hand that you just bought back to go get a card from outside the game.
Also, Jeremy, I think you might have misread the number of magic stones in all graveyards you need to make it cost less. I
6.
think it's 2. It's 6.
It's 6. Yeah, it's 6.
You
I said
2 initially,
I said
think.
Divinity 2.
Huh?
Divinity 2.
Okay, I might have missed that part. All right,
Yeah.
cool. 6 stones in grave seems like a lot. To
It's
make
either
to start
player's
first.
grave. It's either players. It's all graveyards. So keep that in mind. Bruce wants to be sacking his own stones.
Still feels. I
So
feel like too much has to
you
go
have
right.
somehow- if you have somehow figured out how to advance the game state with only like 1 or 2 stones because I've destroyed the rest, congratulations, you're dead now.
Yeah, essentially, kind of.
That's what that says to me.
I, for some reason, do not have the card art for the sword for Baroost. Let me go grab that real fast. I don't know how I missed that in my grab. Oh, it's because... Oh, dang it. It's because it's not... It got, like, missed. One of the days it got missed. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
let's
got
talk about
Stalking Demon and the Demons
Flaming...
Demon
This is
Warlock.
Flame Spitting Stalking Demon. We missed the book, and we missed the sword, and we missed something else. So, 1 second. Flame Spitting Stalking Demon, Defiant 2, X cost, put target rune card of total cost X plus 2 from your graveyard into your hand if you do discard cards, so cycling. So if it's a 2-drop, you get to buy back a 2-drop. And then tap and play a red. If this card dealt 100 battle damage to a player this turn, each other player banishes a magic stone. So you have to somehow find a way to pump it, because otherwise it can't possibly do 1100 because of Defiant 2, or give it multi-strike. But it's there. Is a normal. Is a normal. 1 second. I'm going to go.
That work makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're going to be okay. I promise.
It's also upside down. I
Yeah.
didn't realize it was upside down.
My man's just
like,
hanging.
in an abstract way, I'm like, oh, is this like a flame Octorok from Zelda?
No.
But it's not.
It's not. Okay, saving.
He's just a weird bug-eyed, gross, slimy.
Reviving Glyph can pump it by
demon.
+4 attack, which is really helpful.
That's true.
Oh,
Also, the swords when we find them, that'll help.
We're about to find them.
A lot.
First,
One
we're
day.
going to talk to.
one day.
First, we're going to talk about Demon Seeking Warlock. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about today. Demon Seeking Warlock, 2 red, 2/6 with Aegis and enter, produce double red. Spend this will only to play rune spells. So this guy's kind of free, kinda. Rune for 1 red, Sandstorm. Whenever a player plays a rune spell, this card deals X 100 damage plus an additional X 100 damage to target player, where X is the number of rune spells players have played this turn. So essentially, if you have played, when you play your second one, it deals 400 damage to your opponent, essentially, because it deals X 100 plus X 100. I don't know why we didn't do X. I don't know, X times 2, but that X plus another X makes sense to be multiplied by 2 because they don't want to do X times 2. I don't know, whatever. They've done times before with X, so I don't really know. Because it's also 1 packet of damage. So I'm not really sure why, but whatever, moving on. Neat card. Seems cool.
This guy attacked Nero.
He did.
He's a bad guy.
Blazing Twin Swords. 5 costs. You pay X to play this card, for X is the number of magic stones in all graveyards. Added Resonators gain +Y and Swiftness, where Y is the number of magic stone cards in all graveyards. Enter, add this card to target Resonator you control, and whenever you play a spell, added Resonator gains +200/+200 until end of turn. If a Resonator's attack is 2,000 or more, you can banish all magic stones. Just get rid of all of your magic stones that you control. And added Resonator gains multi-strike until the end of game. And you can bestow it by paying red, tapping, and banishing magic stone.
Huh.
So if I have 10 stones in the graveyard, then that Resonator gets +10/+10 and Swiftness. If I then am able to make that guy's attack a 2,000 or more, he's going to be a 20/20 with Swiftness and multi-strike. That's death.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't like the X and Y values in this. I don't like that X and Y are the same number.
Are the same number?
Why are X
Yeah.
and Y the same number?
Yeah. Dreslow, 1989. You have a question about Wardens. Considering they have a J ruler side, how do they interact with solo mode cards? So they're not rulers, but they are sub rulers. So interestingly, they are wardens. Wait until the CR for sure. Current speculation is that if a warden judgments, you are no longer solo mode because you have a ruler and a J ruler. But if they are a warden, you are still solo mode. This is speculation. But under current framework, that feels correct. So, just so you know. We have the Burning Book of Baroost, 2 costs with Mythic, Reunited, Eternal Pact with Baroost. Enter, banish a Magic Stone. If you do, put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into the field. Oh, look! Look over there.
Did it.
It's Magic Research. It's Magical Stone Research Institute. MSRA again. Whenever a Magic Stone leaves the field, you get a 4/1 Fire Demon token with Blood Trail, and you can tap and pay 2 red to copy target non-water chant you control and choose new targets for the copy. So essentially, this is a 1 cost, put a repeatable thing on board, get a 4/1 body for Baroost. Not bad.
Not bad. Nope. Repeatable. It's only for the amount of stones.
Question regarding the Baroost Master Rune. I thought the chant rune from the rune deck are not really played, but rather copied onto the chase, so the Master Rune stays in the rune. Oh, you're right. I'm dumb. It's not an addition. I was thinking about all the addition runes that leave the rune deck. You're right. For the Master Rune, if you played it, somehow found a way to flip it face down, played it again, you could do that because of how chant runes work. Yeah. I'm sorry. I've been focused on rune additions, which leave the rune deck, is what I've been thinking of. So apologies. The fact that the ramp is locked behind Reunited feels bad. Listen here, Prissia player. You have enough stone cycling. We didn't need to give you another one.
No, I need more.
I need more.
You have enough stone cycling. You didn't need more.
I need more.
Gib.
This is Burning Damnation, chant rune. I also would like to call this Fire Sword of Progression. Divinity 4. Perform the following effects based on the exact number of times you have played a card named Burning Damnation this game, meaning that if you copy it, you'll need to do that to get to the 5th mode, or recycle it somehow. On the first cast, you get a 4/1 Fire Demon Resonator token with Blood Trail to the game. On the second cast, Resonators you control gain -200 and multi-strike until the end of game. On the third cast, you choose a Magic Stone. The chosen Magic Stone loses all abilities until end of turn and then destroy it. On the fourth cast, target damage cannot be prevented until the end of the turn. Then this card deals 1,000 damage to another player or a J-Res you don't control. Also doesn't target. And on the fifth cast, perform any number of the previous effects once in the listed order. This card's neat.
I'm gonna give my Resonators
Cool.
-200 again.
Yeah, don't do that one, because that's a cloud effect until end of game.
Second multi-strike.
I don't think multi-strike stacks.
Quadra slice.
This card's neat. I like it.
Yeah, this is cool.
So if you play it a 6th time, you get nothing? Correct. Stop at 5. Stop at 5.
Wait. So this is telling me that I can play 5 this in my deck, right?
No, that's not what it's saying.
No, but it says. But it says.
No.
But
no.
look,
No,
it says
no,
5.
no.
Number of times you played it, 5.
Yeah, but you can only play 4 copies. Sorry, bud.
Damnation. Why had to put a 5 on it then?
Because Bruce
fun.
wants to buy.
I know what,
yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
So-
yeah, that's the joke.
So now that we've seen all of the Baruch cards so far, this is interesting to me that the Pact, Baruch in general, has 2 very clear pathways that the Baruch cards want to take you in, which is Stone Hate, it's one package, or Storm. Like, play a bunch of cards and cycle them and copy them and do them a bunch and do them a bunch and do them a bunch.
I love how Forcible just looked at the 2 most hated mechanics in all of Magic the Gathering. We're like, that's gonna be the identity for this pact right now, and nobody can say anything about it.
I will say there's no actual like storm in this. Like there's no like play this spell X number of times based on the number of things, but there is a lot of like chant copying where it's like I'm gonna cast this and then copy it, so I'm actually doing it twice, or like that kind of thing, which is I think is a fair compromise for the ridiculousness of Storm.
Yeah,
but it's a very
like
cool. It's a very cool approach.
Configuration, sort of like building spell slinging. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Spell casting, mode, blow up stones.
Yeah, which is cool. I like that it feels that both are kind of fleshed out, especially when you consider, again, you can take then each of those two strategies and then say, I will play Nero spell slinging, Nero stone hate, Larinka stone hate, Larinka stone spell slinging, Sisyphone, like you can play it a bunch of different ways. Like it's a lot of customization, which is very cool. Speaking of Sisyphone,
Blue cards.
Let's talk about blue cards. So this is the Pact with Python. Where did it go? This is the Pact with Python. I gotta rotate it so that we can read. Rotate. Eternal Pact with Python. Kael'th, Daumir, or Siphony. Kael'th is one of the science twin, like the science students that we've seen in the lore, so clearly a future ruler. Daumir we've already seen, or Siphony. So this means that Siphony gets to be red, black, white, or white, black, blue, which is very interesting. and Dalmir gets to be red, black, blue, or something else. 7 cards with Python in their name.
Meaning
Exactly 3.
only Symphony gets access to mirror.
Of the new rulers,
Because Dalmir
that is
wouldn't get
100% correct. That is 100% correct. Only Symphony gets access to
Yeah.
mirror. That's very interesting. That has some implications. I didn't think about that. Anyway, at least for now. 7 cards with Python in their name in your deck. Exactly 3 of them have to be Wardens, and you can't have attributes other than water or the attributes of your starting ruler. Jade rulers you control with Divinity have Divinity +6. So again, for Symphony, that's Divinity 7. It's not a lot of Divinity. You must have exactly 0, 5, or 6 cards in your rune deck. This makes me feel like... I think this feels like a vibe where Kael'th will pick how many... Because this doesn't say you may have. It says you must have. Which makes me think that there might be something with Kael'th about manipulating her rune deck. Right?
Something.
Alejandro, please.
Implications.
Your maximum hand size is 5 and cannot be increased or decreased. And whenever an entity is returned to your hand, rest an entity. That can be a stone. If you do foresee 1, this ability triggers only during your turn and only once per turn. You know what I want to use that
All my
so
stones
bad?
are 4C stones.
You know what I want to do so bad with that? I want to go on my turn before draw. Bounce a thing, tap your 1 last remaining stone. You want to float the will? That's fine. I don't care. Move to recover.
Will's gone.
Will's gone.
Will's gone.
That's gonna be
It's gone.
that's gonna be really relevant. So let's talk about Python, shall we? Python. Here we go. Writhing Demoness Python. 2 blue, Demonic Queen Snake, 2 willpower, +2 willpower resonator. Each other players control gain -500 attack until the beginning of your next turn. And pay 1 -1 willpower. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put 1 of them into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. Judgment for 1 blue if you have 5 willpower counters on this card. Then it flips over into being the Archdemoness of Envy, 9/11, -2 willpower to put target non-magic stone, non-J ruler entity on the bottom of its owner's deck in 4C2, and -7 willpower, rest all J resonators you don't control. Each other player gains, you cannot play resonator spells until the end of your next turn. Take an extra turn.
Yeah.
It's essentially just Medusa. It's essentially just like Medusa, like flashing and locking everything down for a turn. And then she has precision and Aegis.
I like it.
That sure is a win con.
That does something.
What's the last extra turn card we got in Vow? I feel like I don't remember any of them being like relevant.
Zaki's.
It was one of Zaki's cards.
So good, not relevant. Gotcha. Okay.
Kind of relevant. People were experimenting with it. It's nice that we get a -5 attack because now Porcelain Statue can pop things.
I would also like to point out that it is. I would also like to point out that it's until the beginning of your next turn. So with Porcelain Statue, you can just be like, "Please play something. I will kill it for 2 turns." Right? Porcelain Statue will just be live.
Fucking try me.
Like, very neat. Very cool.
Yeah.
Cloud effects are neat. And then we got a blue stone, which is the water magic stone that searches for a water or a wind or darkness magic stone. So the bug stone, which is very interesting here. Doesn't really play too well for Dalmir or Symphony, but
Well, it grabs the Sympathy Stone for Dalmir.
that's true. It does grab the Sympathy Stone for Dalmir, the red black, because that's a water stone. That's true.
It's a Darkness Stone.
And it could technically,
Yeah.
because that's a darkness stone. Yeah. It can't grab emerald. It can't grab emerald tablet for Symphony though, which is a little unfortunate. Next up, we have the
And
poisonous
it can
book
accelerate your willpower counters.
Yeah, poisonous book of Python. Mythic, produce 2 blues. When this will only play water runes or activate abilities of book entities you control. Like itself, whenever an entity is returned to your hand, draw a card. This ability only triggers once per turn. That seems nuts. And tap and pay 2 blue to discard a card. Put 2 400 Water Snake Resonator tokens with Vileborn 2 into the field. That seems pretty good.
Yeah. Make 2 dudes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. More books for Pat.
More books for Pat's library.
Book support.
For the dead. Book support for the dead archetype. Yay!
Vanishing Touch.
Yay!
Divinity 1. You pay 1 more to play this card if it targets a spell or entity you don't control. Pay return target resonator to its owner's hand. Change the target of a spell or ability with a single target, targeting an entity you control. Put target glyph addition into its owner's rune area face down. Choose this option only if the chosen target's owner controls a J ruler with divinity. Because technically everyone can have a rune deck. It's a subtle thing that we have not used in quite some time, but technically everyone gets a rune deck. So good. This is very interesting.
That would be kind of funny, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, just be like, put it in your rune deck. I don't have one. Yeah, you do. It's got 0
Put it
cards
there.
in it. It's got 0
Yeah,
cards.
you do.
You do now. Yeah. This is neat. It's
The first one is clearly for you.
right. Yeah,
to,
this is clearly
proc
use your
Python's
own
abilities.
stuff. Right. Yeah.
But it can also be used against your opponent for an extra free cost. The second mode is obviously for your opponent's stuff, and then the third one is for either player because you can put your own glyph face down
And then
that's
recast it.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Recycle. Yep.
Yeah, and it's Divinity 1.
Yep. Very easy. Very easy. Next up, we have Python's Suffocating Bracers, 3 cost. Added Resonator gains plus 200 attack, Aegis, Vileborn 3, and cannot attack or block this card. Seems pretty good. Adds to a Resonator you control. And whenever an entity you control is returned to its owner's hand, force C1. And then you can pay 2 blue and reveal it from your hand. Add Resolution, you flip a card in your rune area face down. Not target, just If you do, put this card from your hand into the field. Then return a Resonator or Glyph Edition you control to its owner's hand. Which would then let you foresee one. Because it trigger... Crazy. And then tap and blue and return a Glyph Edition you control to its owner's hand to bestow. Which then lets you, again, foresee one. And she clearly... And then also would let you do rest something else. Python looks fun. I look forward to playing.
Python is very fun.
I look forward.
Bouncy.
I look forward to playing Python Symphony. I think that's going to be an absolute blast in Esper colors to play like Esper stun shenanigans with like tapping stuff down and like I don't know. That seems. Here's what I want to do. This is the funny thing. Take an extra turn. Next turn, Judgment. Judgment Symphony when my opponent can't put any resonators into the field to possibly try to stop my Symphony enter effect. I'm just like, go. We found it, boys. We found the win con.
Yeah. This is pretty good.
Esper stun.
Reddit.
Yeah, Esper Stun's going to be fun. Glyph of Scarring Divination. Enter, look at your opponent's hand, choose a card with Quick Cast from among them. They discard the chosen card. So... Loki's Insight, but tiny and in Paradox. Pay a blue. You gain. You can look at the top card of your deck at any time, and you may play the top card of your deck as long as this card is a Resonator card or a Rune card until end of turn. Play this ability only during each player's main phase. It's pretty good.
It's okay.
It's pretty good. It's neat.
Yeah.
It's a rare.
It's rare. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah. Not broken.
Next
Just
up.
nice.
Yeah.
Now,
Demonic Glyph of Corroding Envy. 6 cost. Gets cheaper for every face-up card in your rune area and each glyph edition you control. If it's not the first spell named Demonic Glyph of Corroding Envy you play this game, you gain whenever a Warden card is put into your ruler area, put 2 willpower counters on this card until end of turn. So if you cast it the second time, it gets better again. And oh, by the way, she clearly has stuff to be able to flip her runes face down. Crazy. Search your deck for a Water Demonic Warden card, put it into your ruler area, then shuffle your deck. Huh.
Search.
Huh. Crazy.
Seems good.
And it's only Divinity 2. Again, why are these Master Runes Divinity 2? It's crazy.
This one is one that I would actually like put some effort into making work.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
crazy.
Because the developers want us to play them and have direct access to them.
Yeah, I agree.
Literally, what it's like this: get her out. She comes in with 4, +2 her. Everything your opponent controls gets -5 attack, and the next turn, flip.
She would still need... She's -7 to do her ult. So it would still take a
Oh,
bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
still. Like, seems pretty good. Engrave its Rune of Motionless Freeze. 2 cost. Pay 1 blue less to play this card from a rune area. Banish this card. Non-water J Resonators that were in the field before this card resolves gain -400 attack until the beginning of your next turn. Put a Snake Resonator token with Vileborn 2. If it was played from a rune area, you get 2 into the field instead. And you can solo
For
mode
an extra will. Nice.
for one less from the rune area. So one blue will gets you 2 dudes.
Oh, nice.
And you can tap,
That's really good.
rest target resonator your opponent controls. It cannot be recovered in any way as long as this card's in the field. And then you can next turn like recover it and like tap a different one and then recover and then tap a different one and then recover and then tap a different one. Remember Pied Piper of Hamelin?
Sure do.
What if he was an addition and got better?
We're going old school.
Crazy. I mean, it's Divinity 5. Again, it's gonna like it's if you have any face up Divinity, because like that's the one thing about Python I will say is her Divinity is not a lot. +6 is not a lot to add, right?
Yeah.
Is you gotta really like be really cautious.
If you're
Although,
gonna
to
flip
be
this
fair,
one, it
this-
makes sense.
Right.
This card makes sense for like a turn 1. Like
Yeah,
I
just to
would
get it out,
like,
right?
Slam jam this thing. Yeah.
Just like get it out. Let's get it.
And then
Let's get going.
sandstorm, and then you just explore the unknown sandstorm.
Flip it face down, do it again.
Yep. Next up we have
Wait, how many free runes do we have? Because
well, so the thing is, again, don't forget the color restriction for like pure
no,
runes.
I know. I meant chant runes.
Yeah, chant runes, but also color restrictions on
Sandstorm.
chant runes too because of the pacts. So like Symphony can't use Sandstorm. It's a red card,
I see.
right?
Reading's hard.
Reading is hard. Next up we have the Gorgon of Tar Swamp. 2 cost 4/8. Vileborn 3. Each other player must target this spell with spells or abilities if able, which it has Vileborn 3. There you go. Rune 3. Any 3 runes revealed. Flip a chant rune card in your rune area face down and return target non-Gorgon Resonator to its owner's hand. That's like just really good.
Yeah. Just good utility.
Yeah.
Flip my token generator face down. Replay it.
Yeah. Feels like this set is paradox focused, which you ain't mad at. Hey, I definitely feel like there are clear paradox cards and there are also clear cards for Wanderer as well. Like, absolutely.
Yeah. 100%.
It feels very balanced in that regard, which is nice. For instance, Uriel, the Bone-Chilling Demoness.
Say that name one more time, Jeremy.
Uriel.
Riley. Come on, man.
Uriel?
You were playing an Alice. You were playing an Alice cluster. You know this card's name.
Uriel. Riley?
I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
Googling this shit right now.
Yeah,
Riley?
I'm pretty sure.
Uriel.
You Riley?
You're Riley. In Greek mythology, you're Riley.
What's the-
I-L-E. I've got the phonetics right here, but I'll send it to you.
Fine. Uriel.
Also, you could also pronounce it Uri Ali.
Uriel? That's where I'll go Riley.
Really? It's in the chat now. This is
Sure,
Riley
fine.
from
Riley, Bone
Riley
Chilling
from
Demoness.
Alice Cluster was my favorite.
I know,
card of all
I
time.
know, I understand. Listen, if we can't get Mike Rance back playing a Gorgons deck, I don't know what we can get back Mike back on.
This is a 3 blue and 1 demon Gorgon Snake
thank you,
Resonator
thank
with
you.
Mythic, Untouchable, Precision, Vileborn 4.
It's an 8/11. If as an additional cost to play this card, you can bounce a Resonator you control, a total cost 2 or more, without Mythic, or a Glyph Edition you control to its owner's hand. If you do, you pay 2 less to play this card, so it becomes a 2-drop. 8/11 for Python. Whenever this card destroys a Resonator, or whenever an entity is returned to a hand, almost like the entire shtick, put a 4/4 Water Snake Resonator token with Vileborn 2 into the field. Whenever a Water Glyph Edition enters the field, rest target Resonator. This card is insanely good, like absolutely insanely good in both Wanderer and Paradox. Like, what?
This is a solid 4 cost. I like
yeah,
it.
Yeah. Even at 4, this card is solid, I think. And then as a 2-drop, you're like, yeah, okay, great. Vileborn 4.
I have already checked. I cannot use this with Olivia in any way, and I'm sad.
I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you.
Alice Orchard Valentina time. Let's go, boys.
Forbidden summoning. And then the last water card. The last water card is the Homeless Ragged Man. I love it so much.
This boy is bloated.
This boy is a 3-drop, 3/8, untouchable, Defiant 3. Whenever this card attacks, rest another target J Resonator. If this card attacked 3 times this turn, flip target card in your rune area face down. The Tarnished Man. Hidden in Plain Sight. Whenever this card attacks, this card gains +7/+7 as long as 4 or more rested Resonators are in the field. Each turn, only 1 Hidden in Sight ability triggers per player. I do have a question for Alejandro here. Because in my current understanding of how FOW works, this card doesn't function.
Patches from Dark Souls.
Because the hidden in plain sight trigger is when this card attacks, not when this card attacks and there are 4 rested Resonators in the field. Meaning that on his first attack, if there's not 4 rested things, hidden in plain sight will trigger, do nothing, and then can't trigger again.
Alejandro says it does function. I believe him.
I believe you. I need you to clarify, because as currently written, the first time he swings, regardless of how many things are tapped, hidden in plain sight will trigger. And then never be able to trigger again. So clearly he's designed to, like, tap other things down and then the last one hits.
Cards got me feeling ragged and homeless right now.
It doesn't say, it says trigger to trigger you need 4 rested. The trigger is whenever, the before the arrows is whenever this card attacks. Oh, I guess I understand the function of it kind of now. I now read it's a cloud buff. So it will trigger, and then once you hit that 4th swing, it'll then see it. Okay. Thank you for the clarification. Yeah. It's a cloud buff. It gives the, okay, got it. Got it. I'm just misunderstanding the wording. Great. There's no time limit for the last ability. Okay, got it. This card gains +7/+7 as long as there are 4 each turn. Only one. Okay. Yes, please put it in the Q&A. It will cause people to get confused. Which does mean that this might stack. So the first turn he'll get
What?
+7/+7, and then the following turn it will trigger again, meaning that he'll get the ability of another +7/+7. So he can gain +14,
Well, yeah, it's not
+14.
until end of turn.
Yeah. This boy gets
Why
big
is this card not
fast.
having? Why is this card not having until end of turn?
Well,
on
because
him?
it's
What the
only
fuck,
when
man?
there are 4 rested things, right? It's only when there
I
are
know.
4 rested things.
Put 7 +100 counters on him if you want it to be a static thing that stays on him. Anyway,
But it's not a static
That's-
thing that stays on him because it's only when there are 4 rested things. It's only when. It's an on-off
Belphegor.
switch. It's an on-off switch. Anyway, Belphegor. Let's talk about the pact with Belphegor. So let me switch this over here. Rotate.
Hungry Goat Man.
Hungry man.
So it's Daumir Threven, who is Daumir's brother, I believe, and Valentio. So this means that Daumir's 2 possible color combinations are red, black, blue, or red, black, green. And Valentio right now is red, black, green, is red, blue, green. But we don't know what Valentio's other color combination is yet. If you have 7 cards with Belphegor, exactly 3, and you don't have cards with attributes other than wind. J rulers you control have Divinity Vest 7, so Divinity 8. You can have cards. You can only have cards of total cost 2 or higher, ooze cards of any total cost, and fungus cards of any total cost in your rune or deck or rune deck. Mono attribute wind spells you control played with more than 2 will cannot be targeted. So like pseudo untouchable for 3 drops. That seems pretty good as a buff for having to play things that are that expensive. And at the end of the turn, if a fungus resonator token entered the field this turn, draw a card. Sure.
Belphegor seems like a fun guy.
God. That's awful.
Slice him this way, not this way. Slice him this way.
Okay.
You're too tough if you go this way.
Yeah, got it. Sounds good. Let's talk about Belphegor himself. Also very sick art. This is the Ceaseless Hungry Belphegor. It is a 3-drop warden, which is very interesting. 3 willpower, +2 willpower, destroy an addition or regalia you don't control. If you do, gain a void will coin token. I like that a lot.
That's cool.
Play 1 or +1 willpower, recover up to 1 target resonator. Resonators recovered this way gain +300 and pierce until end of turn. Oh, okay. And then judgments for 1 green. Play this judgment process if there are 6 willpower counters on it. We flip over to the Archdemon of Gluttony, 9/14, pierce Vileborn 6. +1, reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal 2 resonator cards. Put those into your hand. Shuffle the rest into your deck. And then -8. I love this effect so much. Shuffle your deck for any number of resonator cards and put them into the field. Then shuffle your deck. Players cannot chase to this ability.
Let me check my deck real quick. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna do this.
It's so funny to me. It's so funny.
Oh my god. Wait, Jeremy, I also realized something.
Yeah.
His own contract feeds into the fact that he's a 3-drop. You can't cancel Belphegor in the
Yeah, he's protected. Yeah, because you paid 3 for him. And then his +1. And then his +1, if there's something for him to destroy, like all of the additions that are going to be everywhere because they're glyph additions, refunds the void.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool design space.
Yeah.
Very cool design space.
Very neat.
This is my favorite warden so far.
Yeah. He's
Morgana's
very cool.
pretty good. This is my favorite.
Yeah. He's very cool. And then
He feels very like.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying he feels very like not specifically ripped from any existing deck or existing.
Can I just say
some way.
one thing though? Can I just say one thing? My saddest thing about Belphegor is that he doesn't pact with Larinka. I'm so mad.
Oh,
I would gladly play just green white Larinka to play with Belphegor so that all of these expensive things when I get to cast 1 thing per turn can't be fucking targeted. Like
that's a flavor fail.
So clearly this is in the other timeline. This is the demon that Carlina killed.
Yeah, very clearly. Carlina killed this one. for sure. Larinka cannot pact with Belphegor, and it makes me so sad. I would gladly play mono green white, like base green white, nothing else for me. Larinka. Nope. So bummer. Such a bummer.
That would be very gluttonous, Jeremy.
I understand. But I can be gluttonous. They apologized. Sorry. Forza will apologize for not letting me have that by giving me this stone. This is the Internal Infestation, the Fungal Caves. It's a wind magic stone. You like that? Enter, search your deck for a non-Catacombs card with light or darkness magic stone type, like Killing Stone. Reveal it and shuffle the rest of your magic stone deck and put this chosen card on top of it. Tap to produce green. Tap, pay 1 green plus X. Target Resonator gains plus X 100 attack and pierce until end of turn. Huh, I wonder what ruler wants wind magic stones, wants to search for a darkness magic stone, and has a shit ton of will to be able to invest, give something pierce. Fox.
Jeremy,
What
do you think of one? Just let me know, bud.
Fox. Precious Memoria in the bin.
Also grab
This
Crystal
stone
Barrel.
back.
Could also grab Crystal Barrel.
It can also grab Crystal Barrel, which
So
is
that's good.
Cannot grab.
It's always Fox. It's always Fox.
Can't grab Abdul's Crystal Estus Stone.
It's that
So
does not
sad.
have a darkness magic stone type. That's true.
You
It does
you
not.
can't griddle a feed sing, baby. You can't griddle a feed sing.
You can't. This is nice though. I think it's great. I mean, I'm gonna play one of it in Fox to replace the Magic Stone of Reincarnation, just to like maximize my ways to fetch Killing Stone. It's just nice, and it's a wind Magic Stone type. The reason why that's nice is because it works really well with Yigdor, which wants wind Magic Stones, which is really cool. So yeah, it's cool stuff. And that's the end of the night.
Which will also be protected by the Pact.
The
So
Pact.
you can play a Yigdor in this deck.
We could play Yigdor.
Yeah.
Belphegor play big stuff is going to be very cool, I think, for sure.
That's funny. I like that.
I'm excited for that too. Belphegor big stuff. Very cool. But yeah, that's it for us for tonight. We finally got caught up. I thank you all so much for being, willing to wait for us to start a little bit later. We got through everything pretty quick. Few pieces of housekeeping this week. Feature match this week is a showcase of what Order Kaguya can still do. She is full power again, facing off against Paul as he continues to try to experiment with Utsunes. We'll also have a little Utsunes kind of guide out later this week. And then this weekend we have the Caseyville GP. So if we can't see you there in person, which I hope you guys can make it, Games and Geek does a good job, and it's going to be the last... Well, I guess I won't... I have no idea. I mean... It's the last currently scheduled GP in the United States. So try to make it
For the year.
for the year. And
For
it
the
has
year.
and again has been announced that the day 2 is a Wanderer side event that has an unpaid invite to Worlds for first place. So definitely tune in for that. And yeah, we're gonna be streaming it. It's gonna be a good time. Adventure. So until next time, this is myself, Demo73, and I've been joined as always by Paul Reisman.
We ventured into the catacombs. Now let's eat.
And Mike Rance.
Only for eating whatever Belphegor's cooking up.
Glass dismissed, everybody.
Hell yeah.
Have a good night.